people, I'm back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
And we are back with Reacher, where last time, we got to meet Quinn, but things quickly spiraled out of control. They know who Reacher is. They went after Neely. They went after Powell. They've put it together.
Interrogating Powell.
So Reacher had to leave and get out of there. Teresa was on a boat, but she was no longer on the boat.
Yeah.
So the boat is now gone, as well as what was that guy's name? Costopoulos? Is that who it was? Harley. Yeah, that sounds right. Harley or Harvey or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead after he got spiked in the foot and blown up.
He got burned up, yeah.
And then there was some stuff going on inside with the father and the son with some roulette and things, and that wasn't very nice either. But
nope.
We all ended with the episode where Reacher said about having an inside man, and that I think he said he was going to L.A. Is that right? Which led us to our poll talking about if we know who the inside man is, where we had about 4.5% said that they have read the book. So they already know the source material. 14% saying that it is a new character, and almost 81% saying that it is someone we've seen before.
Someone we've seen before.
Some people saying that they just think it's Richard. They figuring Richard is the person that was the inside man, which could make sense too.
Maybe.
How it connects to LA, I'm not sure, but maybe that's not fully related, or I don't know. We also had someone saying about maybe it's one of Reacher's old military buddies from last season. Since last season in season 2, Finley showed up and gave a little help in one episode. So, so there's a few ideas. A lot of people thinking it's Richard, but maybe not. Maybe it's someone else. Maybe it's just Richard, because that's a good inside man probably to have. But,
yeah.
But let's find out what we're gonna do in LA today.
Yep.
Boston.
In real life.
Wait, why are we in Boston? Finley?
LA by way of Boston?
Wasn't Finley in Boston?
Yeah. He's a cop again.
It's Susan, Mrs. D.
Mrs. D.
Hello, sweetheart. I'm in my housecoat. It's early.
Hope it's not like Teresa's mom or something.
Any news on my granddaughter?
Teresa.
We're making progress.
I bet.
Whole community's out looking for Teresa day and night.
How long you two been an item?
Our relationship is strictly professional.
Like hell it is. I see it now. He looks at you and you at him. He'll lock this one down. She's a good egg. Like my Teresa.
She just wants me for my body.
You ever seen a face like that? Some be your, huh?
She's beautiful, Miss Daniel.
She's a good shit.
She's a good shit.
She has her troubles. But she'll get through.
She's no rat, huh?
No rat.
I will bring her home.
Aww.
Making promises you can't keep.
Wait, why are we in Chicago now?
Morning.
Who sent you?
Is this
You
the
did.
person who...
And two of your friends tried to kill me last night.
Is this his person he got a hold of to find out and look into everything?
Look, he's not my boss anymore, but I was Quinn's fixer back when he was set up here.
He was in Chicago.
Till like 5 years ago. Took over a family-run export business, but shit went really pear-shaped.
How?
Family had enough. Threatened to talk to the authorities if Quinn didn't leave him alone, so they all turned up dead. He's
been doing this a while.
He finds another one, uses them, and then...
Just runs through all their business contacts and everything, and then just goes somewhere else.
So, you gonna shoot me? Right in front of children?
No.
Oh, damn. Then, ugh.
Next time you want to kill me, send more guys.
I like Neely.
I'd shoot him in the thigh or something, maybe.
In front of the kids?
Press it against his body, and then there's not as much of a report.
He's not exactly trying to hide his line of work. Car, clothes, firepower, All right out of the drug kingpin handbook.
Yep.
Even with admissible evidence, an arrest could be a bloodbath. Darian could get away or catch a bullet, and we need him alive and talking.
He keeps a tight routine. Takes lunch at the same upscale, douchey bar.
Rolls with plenty of bodyguards.
That's him?
Can you make that bigger?
That's what she said.
Right there. You see that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What? Show me what you're
That
pointing
means
at.
we got
Let me
him.
see it.
Show me what you're pointing at.
Damn it, Reacher.
Why can't you just show me what he's pointing at?
I don't know.
This is what the book would do?
Probably.
That's it, right there. What does it mean? Next
Reacher
page.
was pointing.
Chapter 2.
He was pointing at the piece of evidence that would prove.
You know, cons all get that same look. The one your boyfriend makes when you pull up your cousin Rhonda's text on his phone.
That's specific.
Yeah, my ex was a piece of work. So's my cousin Rhonda.
If he cheated on you, he's an idiot.
Yeah, well,
Strictly professional.
Teresa won't take a backseat to Quinn. Not anymore. You have my word.
what changed your mind?
You did. You're selfless, you have integrity. So if Teresa's important to you, she's important to me.
You really want to make me feel better? I got an idea.
I thought you said we couldn't do this again.
That was before
Before what?
I saw who you really are.
She's looking for my body.
Yeah.
When it was playing this music, I was like,
Yeah.
like she was like jumping up on him.
Wow, they don't serve drinks like that in Worcester. You charge extra for the douchiness? Get up, dickhead.
You and I both know that I don't have to do that because I don't see a warrant. No paper, no cooperation.
Well, fine. But you didn't have to shove her over it.
Fuck you talking about shove?
You just stood up and pushed a DEA agent who simply wanted to ask you a few questions. That's what my report will say. That's a federal felony. Or you can come with us. Have a conversation.
On some dirty shit.
It is.
Yep.
But also, Reacher's not anything.
Yeah.
He's technically just a citizen who's just making shit up.
Yeah, technically.
Think you're gonna find something here? It's been searched a dozen times. Police ain't found shit.
Unlock it before I open it with your head.
The sturdier the door, the bigger the threat.
This is a good door.
Are you familiar with 18 U.S. Code, Section 3559C? You commit 3 serious violent felonies and it's a mandatory life sentence. You already have 2 priors.
Wait, is that what you got on me? Some parking violations?
We tracked down the doctor who attested to your ailment. Seems you threatened him with violence if he didn't say that you had severe arthritis in both knees, also known as extortion,
That's violent.
also known as violent felony.
1, 2, 3 strikes.
I didn't threaten that doctor. I asked him, and he did it.
And I threatened him with loss of his medical license and a federal wire fraud charge since he emailed his affidavit to the DMV. He changed his tune. He'll say whatever we tell him to say.
The person doing any extortion here is you.
Now he's getting it.
So, you spend the rest of your existence in prison, or you do us a favor.
What kind of favor?
Give him Quinn.
You know, like, oh, look, they're playing dirty. So now what are you going to do?
Look, I don't want to hear any excuses. I'm in the middle of a war here, and I need what I need. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Beck.
Send him in.
We had a deal, man.
About the fake parking pass, not about what they find in here. Nothing turns up, you don't have anything to worry about. But any purchase orders, deposit slips, withdrawal receipts that don't trace back to crystal clear sources, well, you might want to call a lawyer.
There's the face. There's the cousin Rhonda face, right there.
I don't understand. How could I have gotten caught? I love how Richard's in the back seat.
No, it's just a rug burn.
How the hell do you get a rug burn on you? You're shitting me. You two were supposed to be working in LA.
We set this whole thing up, so shut it, old man.
Beck's here.
How'd you get a rug burn on your... they took his ear.
Shit.
I told you.
Matching set.
Told you they're taking his ear.
Shit.
I still think me or Duff should be handling this.
Arlie could tell you were feds from a quick glance in a dark warehouse. In daylight, might as well be wearing a badge around your neck. Here we go.
Who we send? Is it Neely?
Mm-hmm.
Reacher needs to know when and where the big buy is happening so he can take care of Quinn before Quinn takes care of you.
Look, I don't know anymore. I brought 2 undercover feds into the house. He doesn't trust me.
That is pretty bad.
I'll survive. I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. But I need one thing to be clear. My son had nothing to do with any of this. He's clean.
Reacher knows. Your son has nothing to worry about.
Love how they're like negotiating with Reacher, or you know, like Reacher's god.
Yeah, right. Reacher knows. Where are we going? Is this where the girl is?
Probably.
Dude, we haven't seen her once.
Mm-mm.
People have been looking for you.
He's drugging her to keep her
Then dump you in the Riptide Light Chum when the fun's over.
docile, I guess. Oh, there's gonna be a needle coming. No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Just don't show it. Just don't show it. Just
No,
don't
they gotta show it.
Just don't show it. Just don't show it.
That's why it's
Just
uncomfortable.
don't show
right?
it. No, don't show that either. Just put it back down.
Look how thick that needle is.
I know, it looks so fucking big. Why is it, why, there's no reason for it to be that big. The gauge is too big.
You got no idea how lucky you are you have red hair.
That's how everyone should feel. They should have no idea how lucky they are they have red hair.
I don't think everybody should feel like she feels.
Everyone that has red hair should feel so lucky they have red hair.
Speaking of involvement,
Mm.
I think Duffy should sit this one out.
Oh.
Why?
I can always tell when you've got feelings for someone. She might get hurt.
I like her because she doesn't care she might get hurt.
But do you care?
And the old guy?
No knees, no back.
3 days from retirement.
All heart.
No knees, no back, all hard.
So this is our team.
This is our team.
No knees, no back, all hard. I love that description.
Yeah, it's really good.
Richie.
Oh, hey, Dad. Well, I thought you were working.
Oh, he's trying to fix the gun.
Mm-hmm.
It looked an awful lot like a gun. And the last thing I need right now is my son doing something stupid.
Wait, Dad, wait. It got damaged here, but I fixed it. It's gonna take a day for the epoxy to fully set, but
Yeah. I got it when I was 4. I was a bastard to you. Ever since getting wrapped up with McCabe. I did it on purpose, Richie. I just didn't want you to hurt after I was gone. Like you did when your mother passed. You're everything that I ever wanted in a son. I love it.
I'm glad they finally got to like have that kind of moment.
Yeah, just away from everybody, just talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty foolish to like just be a shitty person the whole time you're alive in the hopes that no one will miss you.
It won't be hard to miss me when I'm a shitty dad.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna fall in that hole, right?
Yeah.
Like Polly or whatever. Or
It's got to be Polly. They talked about that.
Quinn?
It's like it doesn't matter how strong you are.
it could work for Quinn if Quinn falls into it after having fallen into water before.
Sure.
And it surviving like the.
Maybe it's warm
survived
enough
it.
water that it won't do anything for him beneficial
Yeah.
this time.
All's ready for the buy.
Good. Head over there now and count inventory while my guys load the trucks.
But you still haven't told me where or when to send them out.
Salvage yard, 9 o'clock.
Beck.
I got the details from McCabe.
Okay, I'm ready.
The buy's happening at Bullhead Salvage Yard, outside of town, 9 p.m., during my party.
Think it's a trick?
Yeah, it's definitely a setup. The deal's gonna happen at the party, right?
Maybe.
That's why he wants the bargaining chip there.
Not too far from here.
We got some time. We should scout the location. Figure out where we're gonna set up.
What's going on?
Billy and I have been talking, and we think we should bring the ATF in on this. It's gonna be a lot of guns, and we'll be way outnumbered.
We've always known that.
And we've always known we'd need help when the time eventually came.
We have Neely.
Quinn will face justice for what he's done.
Justice? He strung Cole up like a piece of meat and bled her out like livestock. I don't want justice. I want vengeance.
Well, between the two of us, there's only one badge. I'm setting up a sit-down with the ATF. You don't like it, don't come.
Well, that's gonna throw a wrench in everything.
I wonder what Reacher will do with this.
Tonight's buy. Where's it taking place?
We were given this location.
We'll send a team out there and handle any follow-up investigation. ASAP Walcott, take lead.
Yes, sir. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. We wanted to bring the ATF in on this case with us, not to hand it over.
This is a weapons case.
Fine, but we lost an agent on this just like you. Stephen Elliott was a good young man. I put him on this case, and he's never going home on account of that. And it's my CI who's still in danger, sir.
You will be at least 50 yards off point in the surveillance van.
The man behind this, Xavier Quinn, he was mine before he was yours. Or theirs. He got away over a decade ago, but I was promised I'd be the one to take him down now.
I didn't promise you anything. You can hang out in the surveillance van with your DEA buddies.
No.
Your other option is to fuck off.
He's fucking off.
Thought he was just gonna walk through the glass.
Once we handle the arrests at point of sale, we'll go directly to Beck's and clean up the rest of your mess.
Dude, that's a fortress. Big gun at the front, the gates all locked up.
Yep.
You know, when he gets locked up, I bet the Russians he owes money to take him out on the inside. You don't want anyone else to do it but you. You want to look him in the eyes the moment you know he's dying.
I want my cousin Rhonda moment.
It's so funny. He's like, I want my cousin Rhonda moment.
I'm still waiting for, like, if the ATF ends up in the wrong spot and there's no actual...
That'll be the guns.
And Beck, and Quinn, and Teresa. We're almost home.
Quinn and Teresa gonna be there? Or just Beck? Felt like he was just sitting Beck. That's a lot of guns.
That is a lot of guns.
Oh, Reacher, what you doing, Reacher?
He's pissed. Can't say that I blame him.
These trailers are empty.
They might be. This could all be a trick.
I mean, it's physically empty right now as it's driving, but it's most likely a trick, right?
That's not a tire, Calvin.
Yeah, that's also not a tire.
It's a gun.
Quinn's gonna step out of that car right into my crosshairs, and he's not getting away again.
So this is how you do things, huh? You tell me what I want to hear, then you go to a gun shop and buy a sniper rifle when you say you're stepping out to get coffee?
It was a pawn shop.
The ATF won't let you get away with this.
Surprising that a pawn shop had something like that. It's not gonna be him.
Buyers are here. I gotta go. Peel off and do what I said.
What do you mean the buyers are here? I'm still following them right now.
The road you're on. Does it follow the coastline?
It's at the party.
They're headed to Beck's house. That's where the deal's taking place. Don't let them see you. Stay close to the compound in case they try to leave with Teresa.
I don't follow.
Quinn's not here. It's a trap.
Ah! So he's gonna break up this so that everybody leaves?
I don't know. Dang.
Is he gonna try and save the dad?
Well, yeah, like what we said before, like, okay, well, he told him a place and a time.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, the whole thing about, like, we can't cancel the party, and I'm like, why can't we cancel the party?
Yep.
Like, it makes sense.
And the fact that the boy has to be there even while his dad is here doing the deal.
Doing the buy, yeah.
Yeah.
So now he still has him there to do the deal or do whatever, and okay. Man, so I don't know, like, is he there waiting to help cover? Is he there? Is he gonna start shooting so that things kind of start going sideways earlier than what they're expecting? Or, you know, I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
Because he needs to get them all over to Beck's house. Because no one's there. They said they were gonna go there after being here. They would take care of the
Reacher
body
said,
and
like,
do that.
hey, there's people guarding the sun. You should have people there, too. And they're like, yeah, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. This is why I was also like, where's Neely?
Yep. Still following him.
I really like the Becca and Richard moment. I think I understand him being worried about his son having what looked like a gun under a cloth, and like why you would hide that. And it's like, what is he gonna do with a gun? Is he gonna shoot Quinn? Is he gonna, kill himself or something? Or you know, like why do you have it, and why are you hiding it from me? But when he found out what it was for, and like that it was like when he was 4 years old, it was a toy he used to have. Like,
I was a boy.
Yeah, right. I thought that, and then leading into like, missing the mom and like apologizing for being a bad dad.
Yeah.
But him being like, yes, you've been a bad dad, but you're not a bad man.
Yeah.
You're not
I
like
that.
Quinn. Like you've been a bad dad. And
I don't know whether it's better knowing that your dad was doing all that shit intentionally, like, or not.
So his reasoning was that if I'm not good like your mother, it will hurt less when I die because you'll be like, man, he sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't care that he's dead.
Yeah.
Like that kind of was what he was going for.
I think so.
He's trying to make it easier on him. Because like your mom was great and you hurt so much, then what will it matter if I die?
Sure.
I mean, I get part of that, but yeah, in the moment there, it was like, well, I'd rather just have like a good dad for the time I could have a good dad versus the time when I don't have a dad at all, being like, well, I don't miss him.
Yeah. Like, you could have had all the years with your mom and then some time of pain, and then all the years with your dad and some time of pain, rather than less good years and pain, and then he dies and then more pain.
Sure.
Or
I think in his idea, it's like it's not more pain. It's that your mom died and there's pain, and then your dad becomes distant, and then from there it just gets crossed off, and he's hoping he just won't care.
Sure.
Like,
I would just see that as like
does not equal pain.
The change in my dad happened when my mom died. I wish I could have my dad back.
Sure. Well, that's kind of what the cook or maid or whatever she was like. Not the one who was the ATF agent, but I think the other one.
The old lady.
Where she was talking a lot about, like, I can't remember what it was, but, like, he changed so much whenever she died kind of thing.
Yeah. When she was talking
15
about,
years
like,
ago when the wife was alive, like, he was a different person.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he shifted. Like, I don't know if he didn't do the gun stuff yet, or if he started that in that 15 years of her being gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, when he started gun smuggling. When he started getting money and stuff.
I mean, he could have been doing it before and just, Quinn wasn't involved.
Mm-hmm.
The son didn't know anything. I mean, really, the son didn't know anything was going on until after the ear thing, probably.
I don't know what he learned, but he learned that he was kidnapped and his dad didn't want to pay or whatever, but...
Sure.
I don't know what all he knows or when he knew it. He started to learn about Xavier, or McCabe, I guess, later, at some point. But maybe he knew who he was when he cut off his ear, and he just didn't want to say his name.
Yeah.
Dude, the extortion on that one guy in the beginning, Like,
it's great.
Like, I understand why the ATF's mad at Duffy, because, like, there's things that she's doing that are definitely not legal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But also, in that same sense, it's like, well, I was just there while Reacher did it, who was just basically a citizen. He's not anything anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, citizens can do what they want, and then it's up to us to go from there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, like, Duffy didn't come in and be like, here's the charge I'm going to press.
No, yeah.
She came in and showed a badge, and then I guess, like, Reacher just played along being like, well, I walked in with her, so he's going to assume I'm DEA.
Sure.
You just pushed DEA agent. I saw you. And, like, he just makes his claim, and it wasn't, like, Duffy doing it. I'm assuming that's the loophole he was trying to go for or something.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, it's also Reacher. He has no problem killing Quinn. He has no problem
He has no problem bending the rules at all to get his form of justice.
Yeah.
Which usually
especially against Quinn.
Yeah. Especially against
I mean, he has been blatant with, like, I'm after vengeance, not justice, right? Because it doesn't seem like what he would go for, you know, back when they were after Quinn before. It was like he tried to follow the rules, and he had a new protege, I don't know what to call her, you know, working with him, and they were going through the routes of, like, actually catching this man.
Yeah, doing it by the book.
And he did not go with all that. The system didn't work to catch him. He killed her, survived, and now he's out there just doing more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it was because of a failure on Reacher's part, not making sure and following through.
Yeah. But I think that's part of why he's more vengeful in this one than he has been in the past ones. But also, like, I don't know, didn't Reacher, did he throw the T-1000 out the helicopter? Was that him that did that? Or did he, like, fall out because of things hitting? Remember when they were up in the helicopter? Like, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember.
No, didn't he, like, strap him to the
died.
fucking cart?
Did he maybe? I don't remember.
I was pretty sure he did.
I'm trying to think of, like, how vengeful has he been?
Because he, like, broke a few of his appendages as well, I believe, to mimic the...
I have a drop Langston out of helicopter.
Yeah.
So, I guess there's been some elements of that. I mean, that was also, like, killing his own people who were trying to look into it and everything, too.
Yeah, the former 110.
I feel like Reacher often, like, he'll be around police or government officials or whatever who are trying to follow the rules sometimes, but he doesn't feel that he needs to because he's not one of them.
Yeah.
So, there's an element of, you know, that vigilantism thing where it's like, you know, things that Batman does, yes, he gets results, but he's not doing the things that the cops are allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
Which is why it's a vigilante thing.
Like warrantless searches.
The fact that Reacher, what was it they said about Reacher where it's like, if you do this, they're going to do this. Like, you'll never be able to, like, stop again. You have to travel.
Yeah, as Duffy was saying, like, you know, if you follow
difference?
through on this, like, you're never going to be able to stay in the same town for more than a week. Or something like that.
Is that when he was like, what's the difference in or something?
It's like, so what's the risk for me?
So nothing's going to change or whatever? Okay.
Because that's what he already does. But they're going to need to switch gears real quick. They're going to need to get all of their people from this location over to the party.
Yeah.
And not wave any red flags for anybody.
Do you think we lose anybody?
Any of our main people?
Like, I don't, like, ATF agents might die. Like,
I figured that's why we bring them in.
We don't necessarily know them, but, like, between, like, Duffy, you know, Neely and Reacher, Billy, Richard and Beck, like, those are kind of like the people that we have that are, like, good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of, like, on Quinn's payroll and, like, his people and stuff, I feel like. Like, those are the ones where it's, like, and I guess Teresa.
I was going to say, like, Teresa being the only other one that's like, will they survive? Will they not? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
Do we save Teresa? Do we save Teresa at the expense of Duffy? You know, like, that kind of stuff could happen.
Would Duffy sacrifice herself to make sure that she's not another
She said
Cole?
that that's the priority and stuff, you know? Same thing with, like, Richard. Do we go in to get Richard out, but does Beck survive trying to save Richard? Or could he die in trying to get Richard out of his place or something, you know? Like,
I believe that he would die happy knowing that he saved his son.
Sure.
But I think that he would live happy not having died, and his son is also alive.
Yeah.
You know,
like, do you have them reconnect here and have like that moment where it seems like, you know, they're kind of getting to a better place right now? Do you do that to then grow on that and them survive this, and that they will be able to like progress further later?
I can see it both ways. This could be like the you know, right before the suicide mission thing of like, you know, I've always loved you kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But also, like, he also said to Neely, maybe? I don't know. Like, he will probably go to prison for the things he's done.
Yeah, he figures like prison at the very least for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he will
just
not
wants
be
to make
there
sure
for
that
his
Richard
son.
is okay.
But is there an aspect where it's like, well, knowing that he would go to prison, we make sure Richard's okay and he dies in the process? So, like, I don't know. I'm just... Susan and Beck, I think, are my top ones. And then Billy, because he's also retiring soon.
Yeah.
Where, like, those are the ones where I'm like, will they survive this? Or
It's
will
all
they
hard.
not? Yeah, it's all hard. Versus, like, I don't think Richard or Reacher or Neely will die.
No.
I don't think. But
I would be very surprised if either of them died.
But some of the others, especially when you have, like, you know, Susan saying, like, here's what we want to do. We want to capture him. We want to save Teresa. They're getting sidelined on the mission. And then we're going to call the DEA. You're going to get in trouble, fired. Like, there is an element of Susan and Beck both that the lives they have now, once this is over, will change drastically, right? Either they won't be an agent anymore, or they'll be in prison, you know, whatever the aspect is.
They won't have their career kind of...
Like, how much are they willing to sacrifice to make sure that, like, who they're wanting to protect gets protected and saved?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I was thinking about that. I'm curious to see.
I could see Billy sacrificing himself to save Duffy. I could see Duffy sacrificing herself to save Teresa. I could see Beck sacrificing himself to save Richard. And I see Richard maybe doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Showing a backbone and maybe forcing other people into a situation. I don't know. He seems like he's starting to, like, not be as scared. Like, he held highs with Quinn the whole time.
Yeah. Starting to stand up a bit more, you mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Stand up a bit more. The talk about the, I don't want you to do anything stupid, it looks like you have a gun kind of thing. Like, Beck wasn't entirely surprised. He was just worried that, like, you know, you having that is not good for your safety.
Especially you not telling me
Yeah.
what's going on. Yeah. And I'm still waiting for, like, we had this scene where Reacher was teaching Richard how to fight so that he'd be a little better. He told him the whole, like, look, you're always going to be the smaller guy no matter who you're fighting.
So you got to fight dirty to win.
Yeah, so, like, I'm gonna punch you on the count of 3, and then you punch him on 1 or 2 or whatever it was, you know? Like, even against Polly, like, if you're like, fine, take your best shot. Fine, 1, 2, and you just kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
You know, like, how big he is, if you can surprise him and get him a nut kick, like, you're gonna get some chance to escape or get out of there a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. And then I'm also just waiting, like,
Unless he's wearing a cup or something like that.
Yeah. And then I'm also just waiting for as many times that we've seen it and they've talked about it, I feel like flushing someone down into the ocean, like Harley or Harvey, whatever his name was, talked about that a lot. And like, I'm like, is it it's either like a Pauly Reacher fight, and that's how you beat the bigger guys, you toss him in there and he gets flushed out into the ocean, you know? Or
I'd like to see a Pauly Richard fight.
Pauly and Richard?
Yeah.
No, Reacher.
Richard. I want Pauly. I want, like, the whole thing to go down, like, maybe Beck dies trying to save his son. And then Quinn says, yeah, take the kid down to the ocean, throw him in the hole, whatever. And Pauly goes down there with Richard, and Richard, like,
1, 2, kick you in the nuts, throw you in the ocean.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
You could also have, like, I don't know if that gun, the toy gun, can come into play
the toy
at all.
gun, sure.
But if Beck thought it was a real gun at first, could he, like, you know, like, how, depending on how far away you are, like, that stuff, you know, without the orange tip on it, like, can just look like a real gun, you know? Like, I don't know if that can come into play too or anything.
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm waiting for someone to get flushed, and I'm waiting to see if anyone's going to die.
Ooh. What they could do, they could use that gun to switch out for a real gun from Beck / Quinn's office. And then if there's not a missing spot, but you have a real gun on you now that before people thought was a toy gun from the party. Yeah, I could see that too.
Maybe.
We're making a bunch of really interesting
We're writing the next
theories.
episode.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going to be disappointed with the result because we have so many
I also
ideas.
think, like, Reacher throwing Quinn and flushing him into the ocean mirrors him shooting him and him falling into the river last time, where the water, like, the water was cold, the bullet wasn't
small
big
caliber
enough,
bullet.
you know, like, this is one of those things where, like, well, the river, it doesn't look as flowy. There's a lot more rocks. It's like in a hole that you're gonna be bouncing around in. Like, they say, whatever you're in there, you're chum, you're gone.
Yeah. Well, it apparently that downdraft of water or whatever, it sounds like it sucks you down and then pushes you out underwater, like way deep.
Well, have you been to? So locally, there's an area called Old Man's Cave. And there they have like the devil's bathtub or the devil's toilet or something like that. And it's like there's like a hole that you look down in, and there's like a bunch of water, and it's just constantly just like, and just like all the water goes in there and just sucks down into wherever it goes. I remember being there on a field trip one time, and it was he was actually a bully of mine, and like he was there, he was looking in, and he slipped. And I was like, man, it would have been it'd be a tragic thing, but I was like,
it would have been tragic
if my bully fell into the devil's bathtub and died. Like, I was like, that'd been so crazy. But like, yeah, he like slipped, and everyone's like, what the like, get back. What are you doing?
Gosh, yeah. No. Like, that's the shit that scares me. Like, just being flushed into a hole underground that you will definitely not survive, and no one will ever find you.
I know Eric doesn't like crawling into a cave, but at least like if you're crawling into it, like you
have something that you can grab a hold of and manipulate your position in space.
But like, have you seen Goonies?
Yeah.
Like at the one point towards the end, they like jump in and there's like it's like a water slide. But imagine like just riding that water slide down this like cavern, and all of a sudden like it's just like.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going with such force, you can't stop or anything. I've been on water
and
slides.
the force behind you is hydraulically pressuring you through that hole too.
So even if you get stuck, now there's just more pushing down on you, you know?
And you're drowning.
Yeah, and now you're drowning. So,
that's a no from me.
Yeah, it would suck. Guys, for the poll for this week, we want to ask you, do you think that anyone will be flushed in, I think, the final episode next week? So let us know over blindwave.com if you think, yes, we will have someone flushed, no, we won't. And then in the comments of that, let us know who you think. Could it be Richard? Could it be Beck? Could it be Quinn? Could it be Polly?
Could it be a set of two people fighting and they both go in?
Yeah, maybe it's Beck and Polly both. I don't know. Let us know. blindwave.com.